I see a lot of people walking around like zombies. They are sleepwalking through a burning building. They are waiting. They are waiting for the Federal Reserve to cut interest rates back to zero so they can refinance their bad decisions. They are waiting for the government to fix inflation with a magic wand. They are waiting for their boss to give them a cost of living adjustment that actually matches the cost of living. They are waiting for the world to go back to normal. They are waiting to die. There is no normal coming back. The world of 2019 is gone. It is a historical artifact. If you are waiting for someone to save you in 2026, you are going to lose everything. The government is broke, $38 trillion in debt broke, paying more in interest than they do on defense. The corporations are firing, not hiring. They are replacing humans with algorithms and agents at a rate we have never seen before in human history. The banks are hoarding cash, tightening lending standards, and denying loans to anyone with a credit score under 800. The cavalry is not coming. The only person coming to save you is you. This is why entrepreneurship is no longer a lifestyle choice. It isn't something you do because you want to be your own boss or have freedom or post pictures of your laptop on the beach. It is a survival mechanism. It is the only lifeboat left on the Titanic. It is the only way to detach your income from the failing centralized system. But here is the hard, cold truth that the Instagram gurus and the TikTok financial experts won't tell you because it hurts their course sales. 99% of you who start a business this year will fail. You will not just fail a little bit. You will crash and burn. You will lose your savings. You will damage your credit. You will fail not because you aren't smart, not because you don't work hard, not because you don't have a good idea. You will fail because you are playing by the rules of 2019 and the economy of 2026. You think you can borrow cheap money to scale? Gone. Money costs 8% to 12% now. You think you can raise venture capital with a PowerPoint slide and a dream? Gone. VCs are hoarding dry powder for AI infrastructure, not your app. You think the consumer has infinite disposable income to buy your overpriced drop-shipped garbage? Gone. The consumer is drowning in credit card debt and paying double for groceries. We are in a war economy. It is a silent war, but it is a war nonetheless. The consumer is fighting for their life against inflation and obsolescence. They are scrutinizing every single dollar. They are cutting the fat. To win in this environment, you have to be a savage. You have to be smarter, faster, and more ruthless than the guy next to you. You have to understand that business is a zero-sum game when the pie is shrinking. Today, I am going to give you the 6 rules of success for this specific economic moment, the crisis era of 2026. These aren't hacks. These aren't shortcuts. These aren't secrets. These are the laws of physics for building wealth during a collapse. These are the principles that forged empires in the 1930s Great Depression and the 1970s stagflation. Pay attention. Class is in session. Rule number 1, sales cures all, the cash imperative. In a normal economy, a bubble economy like we had from 2010 to 2021, you can survive on potential. You can survive on user growth. You can survive on cheap debt. You can run a company for 10 years without making a single dollar of profit like Uber or WeWork did because investors will keep throwing free money at you. They prioritize growth at all costs. That era is dead, buried. The tombstone reads ZIRP. Zero interest rate policy. In a crisis economy, there is only one oxygen, cash flow. And cash flow comes from one place and one place only, sales. I see so many young entrepreneurs focusing on the absolute wrong things. It drives me insane. They spend 3 weeks designing their logo on Canva. They spend 2 months building the perfect website with the perfect color palette. They argue about the font on their business cards. They file LLC paperwork in Delaware because they heard it's tax efficient before they've made a dime. They buy branded t-shirts and rent an office space they don't need. None of that matters, not one bit of it. That is playing house. That is cosplay entrepreneurship. If you aren't selling, you aren't a business, you are a hobby, you are a charity case. In 2026, credit is expensive. You cannot afford to borrow money at 12% interest to fund your operations. You have to fund your growth with your customers' money. This is called bootstrapping, but I call it reality. This means you have to be aggressive, you have to be relentless. Sales is not a dirty word. In our culture, specifically in the last decade, we have demonized the salesman. We think of the used car guy in the polyester suit. We think of the scammer. No, sales is a noble profession. It is the lifeblood of civilization. It is the art of convincing someone to part with their hard-earned money because your solution is better than their problem. If you believe in your product, if you truly believe it solves a pain point, you have a moral obligation to sell it. If you don't sell it to them, they will buy a worse product from a competitor or they will stay in pain. But here's the catch. In a recession, nobody wants to buy. Everyone is scared. Everyone is holding on to their wallet with a kung fu grip. So you have to be better. You have to be sharper. You have to pick up the phone. You have to knock on the door. You have to send the cold email. You have to master direct response marketing. Forget brand awareness. Brand awareness is for Coca-Cola. You need direct response. Put $1 in ads, get $2 back in sales immediately. If you are afraid to hear the word no, go get a job at the post office. Go work for the government. Go find a hole to hide in, because right now the market is shrinking. The pie is getting smaller. For you to eat, someone else has to starve. You have to go out and take the market share. You have to outsell the competition. Sales cures all. Memorize that phrase. Write it on your mirror. If you have a lawsuit, sales pay for the lawyer. If you have an inventory problem, sales clear the warehouse. If you have a depression, sales keep the lights on and the employees paid. If you have a tax bill, sales pay the IRS. Stop building the brand. You can build a brand when you have $10 million in the bank. Until then, you are a hunter. Your calendar should be 80% sales activities. If it's not, you are failing. Start ringing the register. Rule number 2, the sweat equity, Moat. The biggest mistake I see right now, especially with the younger generation, is the desire to outsource everything immediately. They read the 4-hour work week 10 years ago, or they watched a YouTube video about passive income, and they think the goal of business is to do nothing. They think they can hire a virtual assistant in the Philippines for $5 an hour to run their company while they sit on a beach in Bali sipping a coconut. That is a lie. That is a fantasy sold to you by people who make money, selling courses, not building businesses. There is no such thing as passive income in the startup phase. In the beginning, you are the business. You have to know every single job in your company better than the people you hire. If you start a coffee shop, you better know how to roast the beans, how to clean the espresso machine, how to balance the till, and how to scrub the toilet. If you start a software company, you better know the code, the customer support scripts, and the server architecture. If you start a landscaping business, you better know how to fix the lawnmower. Why? Because when the crisis hits, and it will hit, Murphy's Law guarantees it, things break. Your star employee will quit because they got a better offer or decided to move back with their parents. Your VA in the Philippines will lose internet access during a typhoon. Your vendor will go bankrupt. If you don't know how to do the work, you are held hostage. You are helpless. You will have to pay someone exorbitant fees to fix a problem you should be able to fix yourself. You will be blackmailed by your own incompetence. This concept is called sweat equity. It is the only form of capital that is inflation-proof. Money loses value every day the Fed prints more. Your effort does not lose value. When you put in the work yourself, when you grind for 18 hours a day, you are building a moat. A moat is a defensive barrier around your castle. If your business relies on you working harder, solving more problems, and caring more than anyone else, and that is hard to copy. A big corporation like Amazon or Walmart can't copy your hustle. They are slow. They are bureaucratic. They have HR departments and compliance officers. They are lazy. A venture-backed competitor can't copy your hustle. They are soft. They are used to spending other people's money. They panic when the funding dries up. Your willingness to suffer is your competitive advantage. Do the work. Don't delegate until you are overflowing with cash and you physically cannot handle the volume anymore. Delegation is earned, not given. Until then, you are the CEO, the janitor, the salesman, and the customer support agent. Wear the hat, own the dirt. Rule number 3, don't drown in opportunity, kill the side hustle. We live in the age of the side hustle. TikTok and YouTube have poisoned your brain. They have destroyed your dopamine receptors. They tell you to do drop shipping, then crypto trading, then AI agency, then real estate wholesaling, then affiliate marketing, then TikTok shop. You are trying to do 6 things at once, and you are failing at all of them. You are a mile wide and an inch deep. There's an old Chinese proverb, the man who chases 2 rabbits catches neither. In 2026, the man who chases 2 rabbits starves to death. In a recession, resources are scarce. Your money is scarce, but your time is your most valuable non-renewable resource. You cannot afford to split your focus. You have to pick one thing and become the absolute best in the world at it. I don't care if it's cleaning windows. I don't care if it's coding specialized AI software for dentists. I don't care if it's baking bread. Pick one lane. If you are the jack of all trades, you are the master of being broke. Specialists get paid, generalists get fired. The neurosurgeon makes $1 million a year because he does one thing perfectly. The general practitioner makes $150K. The guy who tries to be a doctor, a lawyer, and a mechanic makes zero because nobody trusts him. When you start making a little money in your business, you will be tempted. This is the shiny object syndrome. You will make your first $50,000 and say, oh, I'm rich. I should invest in this crypto coin. I should buy this rental property. I should start a second business. No, stop it. Double down on what is working. If you have a winning lottery ticket, a business that is generating cash, why would you go buy a scratch-off ticket? Keep reinvesting in your core business. Buy better equipment. Hire a better salesperson. Expand your marketing budget. Improve your product until you dominate your sector, until you have crushed the competition and saturated the market. Do not look left or right. Focus is your weapon. Distraction is your enemy. The billionaires of the world, Bezos, Gates, Musk, Cuban, they got rich doing one thing for 20 years. Bezos sold books, just books, for years. Gates sold software. Musk sold payments, PayPal. Only after they were billionaires did they start buying rockets, newspapers, and islands. You are not there yet. You are in the trenches. Focus on the mission. Rule number 4, be the path of least resistance. Why do businesses fail in a recession? It's rarely because the product is bad. Most products are okay. They fail because they make it hard for people to give them money. In 2026, the consumer is stressed, they are anxious, they are overworked, their cortisol levels are through the roof, their attention span is destroyed by TikTok and Reels. They don't want complexity, they don't want to think, they want easy. Your business must be the path of least resistance. If your website takes 3 seconds to load, I'm gone. I clicked back to Google. You lost me forever. If I have to call you to get a price quote, I'm gone. I want the price on the screen. I don't want to talk to a human unless I have to. If you don't take Apple Pay or Google Pay, I'm gone. I'm not getting up off the couch to find my credit card. If your return policy is complicated, I'm not buying. You have to remove every single friction point between the customer's wallet and your bank account. Look at Amazon. Why did they win? Why did they destroy every retail chain in America? Did they have the best books? No. Did they have the best electronics? No. They won because they had one-click buy. They invented a button that allowed you to spend money without thinking. They removed the friction of shipping with Prime. It'll be there tomorrow. They removed the friction of returns. Just drop it at UPS. No box needed. They weaponized convenience. Look at Uber. They didn't invent the taxi. The taxi existed for 100 years. They just made it so you didn't have to stand in the rain and wave your arm. They made it so you didn't have to fumble for cash. They removed the friction. Audit your business right now. Be brutal. Where is the friction? Is your contract too long? Shorten it. Is your checkout process clunky? Fix it. Is your customer service slow to respond? Automate it. Is your explanation of what you do confusing? Simplify it. Make it so easy to do business with you that going to a competitor feels like actual work. In a high-stress economy, convenience is the ultimate luxury. People will pay a premium just to not have a headache. Be the aspirin, not the headache. Rule number 5, the nice guy. Myth, ethical ruthlessness. This is controversial. People get triggered by this. They say, Mark, that's not nice. But I'm going to tell you the truth because I want you to win, not just feel good. Business is not a charity. Business is a sport, and the score is kept in dollars. There is a myth that you have to be nice to everyone, that you have to accommodate everyone, that the customer is always right. No, you have to be fair. You have to be honest. You have to be ethical, but you do not have to be a doormat. You do not have to be a victim. If a competitor is trying to steal your customers, you don't send them a fruit basket. You crush them. You outwork them. You out-innovate them. You lower your prices to bleed them out if you have to. You make their product irrelevant. Capitalism is competition. It is survival of the fittest. If you aren't trying to win, you are trying to lose. If an employee is toxic, if they are lazy, complaining, bringing down the morale of the team, or stealing from you, you fire them immediately. You don't give them a performance improvement plan. You don't give them a second chance. You cut the cancer out before it spreads to the healthy organs. In a small business, one toxic employee can destroy the entire culture. One lazy person makes the hard workers feel stupid. Get rid of them. If a customer is abusive, demanding, and costing you money, you fire the customer. I'm sorry, we can no longer service your account. You have to protect your house. You have to protect your profit margins. You have to protect your mental health. The nice guys who tolerate mediocrity are the ones who go bankrupt. The winners are the ones who have high standards and enforce them ruthlessly. There is a difference between being a peacetime CEO and a wartime CEO. In 2019, you could be a peacetime CEO. You could focus on culture and snacks and ping pong tables. In 2026, you must be a wartime CEO. You are fighting for the survival of your enterprise. Be the general of your army. Your troops, your employees, and your family depend on you to make the hard decisions. They need strength, not ambiguity. Be ethical, be transparent, but be a killer when it comes to execution. Rule number 6, know your core competency, the AI factor. Finally, you have to understand the era we are in. We are not just in a recession. We are in a technological revolution that rivals the Industrial Revolution. AI is eating the world. GPT-5 and GPT-6 are coming. Autonomous agents are coming. If your business is middleman work, data entry, basic copywriting, basic graphic design, basic translation, basic accounting, you are dead. You are a buggy whip manufacturer in the age of the Model T Ford. AI will do your job cheaper, faster, and better than you ever could. You cannot compete with a database that knows everything and works 24/7 for pennies. You have to understand what your core competency is. What is the thing that you do that a robot cannot do? In 2026, there are only 3 safe categories. If you aren't in one of these, pivot now. 1, human connection, the high-touch economy. High-end sales, therapy, coaching, consulting, elder care, hospitality. People still want to buy from people for high-ticket items. They want empathy. They want to look someone in the eye. AI can fake empathy, but it can't shake your hand. It can't look you in the eye and say, okay, I got you. Trust is the new currency. If you can build trust, you are safe. 2, the physical world, the blue-collar renaissance, plumbing, electrical, construction, logistics, farming, specialized mechanics, HVAC. You cannot ask ChatGPT to unclog a toilet. You cannot ask Midjourney to frame a house or fix a Tesla. The blue-collar trades are going to become the new gold-collar jobs. The lawyers and accountants are losing their jobs to AI. The plumbers are charging $300 an hour. If you can build a business that touches grass, touches dirt, or touches pipes, you are safe from AI. 3, high-level strategy, the conductor. AI is great at playing the instrument, but it needs a conductor. If you are the person who can connect the dots, who knows how to use the AI to build the product, market the product, and ship the product, you become a superhuman. You become a cyborg entrepreneur. You use AI to do the work of 10 people. You use it to code, to write, to analyze data. But you are the strategist. You are the one with the vision. The entrepreneurs who resist AI will be replaced. The ones who adopt it will dominate. Don't fight the wave, ride it. Listen, the window is closing. The middle class is disappearing. It is evaporating before our eyes. We are moving toward a bifurcated society, a K-shaped recovery. You are either going to be part of the asset class, the people who own businesses, own silver, own land, own gold, and own the robots, or you are going to be part of the dependent class, the people who own nothing, rent everything, have no savings, and wait for a universal basic income check from the government that barely covers the cost of bread. Entrepreneurship is your ladder out of the hole, but it is a slippery ladder, and it is dangerous. You have to be disciplined. You have to save your cash. Remember, cash is king in a recession. Do not buy a Lamborghini when you make your first million. Buy a fortress. Buy freedom. You have to work when you are tired. You have to sell when you are scared. You have to lead when you don't know the way. The economy doesn't care about your feelings. The market doesn't care about your passion. The market cares about value. If you follow these rules, if you focus on sales, build sweat equity, ruthlessly eliminate friction, and leverage AI, you can build an empire in the ashes of the old system. Chaos is a ladder. Most people are looking up at the ladder and crying. You need to start climbing. Subscribe to the channel. We don't complain about the economy. We conquer it. I'll see you in the next video.